I've been helping people with money for more than 20 years, but no one stumped me more than the princess.
I like to buy everything.
I'm here to help this princess take control of her money and her life. Over the next 4 weeks, she'll live on a strict cash diet and complete weekly challenges.
Men should have the money. This is the way it's gonna go. It's gonna be like this for the rest of our lives, so get used to it.
If this princess has what it takes, I'll transform her from spender to saver, and I'll give her up to $5,000 to help her pay down her debt. So you might be the most shallow person I've ever met.
I honestly think that Gail was a bitch.
No changes, no money.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. She's a princess.
Meet Princess Lauren.
I'm Lauren, I'm 22, and I'm a credit loan officer. I make about $36,000 a year. I love heels, wedges, open-toe shoes. I have 10 pairs of each. I love jeans. I have like 30 pairs of jeans. I'm a brand whore.
She knows these names better than she does what she learned in school.
When Lauren gets her hair done, it's not just she goes to the salon, she gets it done, she comes home 2 hours later. It's a week process.
Gotta have extensions done every 3 months.
So it's gonna be $1,500. No problem. Great, thanks so much.
Thank you. My cell phone bill is usually somewhere around $400 to $500 a month.
She's very good at manipulating us. How about I give you $40? How's that? Good?
How about you just give me the 50?
Lauren is a spoiled young woman.
I want to be driving a Mercedes or a BMW. I want to live in a big house, have all the clothes that I want to have. I don't want there to be any financial concerns. You know, I just expect things to be paid for. Like, it's not even a question to me.
Everything comes very easily to her.
Especially when she has someone to pay her way.
I have a girlfriend who thinks that price tags don't mean anything.
Oh, this is cute. My boyfriend is a saver and I'm a spender. Okay, so you'll buy these two?
Total is gonna be $316.40 altogether.
Wow.
So I guess you can say we're a good match.
Hotel rooms, food, liquor, makeup, manicures, pedicures, hair extensions, teeth whiteners. I got a trip coming on the way, which I paid for both of us.
When it comes to men, it shouldn't even be a question. Just go in your pocket and pull out the wad of cash and pay. You should take care of me and you should just buy me whatever I want.
Right now, I'm just trying my best to do what I can to fulfill her needs.
We don't really usually argue about money because when we do argue about money, I kind of just shut him up.
I think you don't care about the consequences of spending so much money.
This is the way it's gonna go. It's gonna be like this for the rest of our lives, so get used to it.
The way she wants to live, I'm gonna have to put in at least 70 hours a week.
I know that Alex is trying his best. I just expect a lot from him, and I expect him to, you know, not be anywhere below those standards.
And the next item on Lauren's shopping list is a high-end engagement ring.
I find it very important that I get a really nice ring, and if I don't, then, you know, like, I love Alex to death. I'm confident that he will get me the ring that I want. If not, you know, it could be the end of our relationship. It's just one of my top priorities.
Her friends and family worry that Lauren's priorities are completely out of whack.
Lauren's not prepared yet for the outside world.
My daughter is a princess because she doesn't really know the consequences of her actions or reality.
Let's see what we can do about that. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So you're the princess who thinks she's gonna marry rich and lead a life of luxury?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Come with me. You have a full-time job, right?
Oh no, I actually just quit.
Because you, in fact, don't have to do anything to take care of yourself. Mommy and Daddy take care of you, right?
Well, no. I still
do you pay
for
rent?
stuff.
You pay rent at home?
No,
No. So what are you spending your money on?
like shopping.
Let's look at your girlfriends and see what they have to say about you, okay?
She doesn't have the money to, you know, spend when we do go out to eat or drink or, you know, anything like that, or even for gas. She does take advantage of the people around her, and I don't think she realizes that it's affecting the people that love her.
When Lauren doesn't get what she wants, she becomes a total bitch.
She's relying on her friends that are still in school and are trying to support themselves financially to support her financially.
You're a mooch. How long have you and Alex been going out?
2.5 years.
Do you love this boy?
Yeah.
So your husband's gonna have to make an extra $150,000 to $200,000 a year.
But I honestly think that like the man should like pay for the house and he should pay for like basic necessities.
Because this is the model your parents set for you?
I don't know, it's the lifestyle that I want.
Let's see what he says.
I want to be able to get married to her because I love her. And the way things are going right now, it's not looking too bright of a future right now. So money is not love. People that want, they're usually empty or they're missing something in their life.
What are you actually doing with your life that's worthwhile, that shows you growing?
I give my clothes to charity.
So you might be the most shallow person I've ever met.
I honestly think that Gail was a bitch.
And what do you expect this is going to be like over the next few weeks?
Probably hell.
Little bit. But first, we're going to look at your numbers, and we're going to share them with Alex.
No.
Okay, so let's look at the numbers.
All right.
No savings.
I think savings are to save up your money to buy something that you want, you know what I mean? So instead of having a savings account, why not just spend my money on things I want?
You are making payments on your debt, about 23% of your income. You're spending 26% of your income on your needs. Works out to about $600 a month. Your wants are eating up 97%, $2,200.
But I don't make that much in a month.
I know. How do you think you got into debt?
By spending what I don't have.
Interesting.
How much debt do you have?
0.
Here's how she's spending other people's money. Medical and dental, cable, internet and phone, manis and petties and all the products, and your facials and your restaurant and your utilities and your car insurance. Books and music, entertainment, your gas and oil repairs, your groceries and your clothes. Over $4,000 every month. So when her parents aren't doing it anymore, it's all on your shoulders.
Good luck. I was a little disgusted with the numbers.
You've been earning about $2,316 a month, which works out to about $32,000 here gross. Okay? You would have to make $114,000 a year just to live the way you've been living.
Whoa.
You would have to make $150,000 a year to live the way you're living and get your debt paid off. If you were paying your own way, you'd be going into debt to the tune of over $52,000 a year. That is what you're planning to take on. She doesn't think that she has to put any money towards any of this, because that's the man's job.
Wow.
Okay, you and Alex get married.
Yeah.
You have 2 kids. You have no visible means of support. He decides he's leaving your sorry, saggy butt for something fresher and firmer. What do you do at that point?
I get a butt lift.
You know what? I don't expect a different kind of answer from you. And you set the women's movement back maybe 400 years.
When you speak to me with respect, do your job, help me.
You promise me right now, Alex, that you will not spend a penny on her.
I promise. Unless there's a big change, our future is going to be down the toilet.
Okay, so this is about taking control of your money and your life. I'm going to give you some challenges to do. You do the challenges to my satisfaction. I'll give you up to $5,000, which will make a great headway against this debt. Okay, don't do the challenges, you don't get the money. You don't have the right attitude, you don't get the money. I will check your bank statements at the end of all of this to make sure you didn't go off plan. Over the next few weeks, you're going to learn to stand on your own 2 feet. You're going to cost out what your life is going to be like, and you're going to figure out how you're going to pay for it. So you're going on a cash diet, which means you're going to go get me your plastic, because it's gone. Coming up.
I can't pay this off in a year. It just reassures me that I do need to marry somebody rich.
Oh, she's a princess. Oh, she's a princess.
Lauren is a 22-year-old princess who thinks it's the man's job to pay for everything.
It shouldn't even be a question. Just go in your pocket and pull out the wad of cash and pay.
And you set the woman's movement back 400 years. She's managed to convince her boyfriend to play along.
This is the way it's gonna go, and it's gonna be like this for the rest of our life, so get used to it.
But her friends and family have had enough.
She'll have to fend for herself.
I am ready to cut Lauren off.
I've had enough and that's it. She needs to be cut off.
If she completes all my challenges and fixes her attitude, I'll give her up to $5,000 to help her pay down her debt. But this princess has a long way to go. You have some plastic for me?
Yeah.
Okay, give me the plastic. You're going to practice living on cash. You will have $75
A week.
Do you not think that that's enough?
No.
See that lovely handbag you have there? I want you to open up the top pocket of this. What's that?
A key.
It is a key.
A key to what?
You're moving into an apartment by yourself.
Oh my gosh.
What?
You're going to learn to cook for yourself. You're going to learn to clean for yourself. You're going to learn to do your own laundry. You're going to learn to enjoy your own company. And that $75 you have, remember you have to buy some food. You have a long way to go to prove to me that you're serious about this, because what I see is a very frivolous woman. But I give you the benefit of the doubt. Prove it to me. The Get Real Challenge is designed to give Lauren a taste of reality. Right now, she's so obsessed with image, she even thinks of her boyfriend as just another accessory.
I just think that it's very important that my partner looks good and we look good together. I want to take him shopping and tell him what brands to buy and how to cut his hair. Some people call us Barbie and Ken.
I'm sending her to fashion stylist Afia to learn that you can't judge a suit by its label.
How much do you think this would cost all total?
I think it costs about $180.
So moving on.
Are you going to tell us?
I will at the end.
Okay.
What would you think the price point is of this?
Well, the way that this is falling, it's really thin. Like, it looks really thin. Probably under $100. The shirt's better quality. It has this inside lining on the inside of the neck. I think this one's probably around $500.
Lauren and Alex, you guys thought collectively, I think you had said this was $180, was closer to about $500.
What?
So here is the second suit, which you guys had both thought was under $100. In truth, this one is actually just over $500. And it just goes to show you, though, that price and name isn't necessarily an indication of quality, because you both thought it was cheap when it really is not. And our final suit, you guys had both thought that this was about a $500 to $900 range. This is actually a designer brand, so the price is in and around $1,500, $1,600. I think the fact that Lauren had thought that our designer suit was only about $500, to me suggests that she put a significant value on the label as opposed to the material and the construction of the garment itself.
She definitely proved that quality is more important than the name and the label.
So I genuinely believe, Lauren, it's possible to get a brand name look without a brand name price.
Let's see if Lauren can carry that lesson over when she and her friends sit down to work on her budget.
Look, this is already higher without interest. I can't pay this off in a year. Or I just have to not pay rent.
Or you could just minus from other areas.
The budgeting exercise was horrible. Interests and hobbies. I don't really have any of those. Shopping. Okay, clothes.
Well, not what you're spending right now.
Groceries, let's cut down to 100.
Yeah? That's your food.
Yeah, I know what groceries are.
So you used to spend $1,500 on clothes. Now you spend $0.
It's a huge change to how I was living before. I don't have any money. I feel like I can't do anything. I guess I'll clip coupons. It just reassures me that I do need to marry somebody rich.
Time to check in with my princess. You found it hard to make this budget. Felt overwhelming, didn't it?
Yeah.
Why do you think it is that you got to be as old as you are and you never thought about money before?
Sitting down and really looking at the numbers made me realize what money is.
How does Alex feel about this transformation?
Well, he's definitely really happy that I'm not asking him for money anymore.
Okay. Your next challenge is your set goals challenge. You are determined to live a life of luxury, and you're going to marry rich in order to do it.
Yeah.
Because you just as soon not have to work for yourself. So what I want you to do is figure out exactly what that lifestyle will cost and how much your husband has to make in order to provide you with that lifestyle. Got it?
Okay.
And I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Okay. Coming up.
By the time he comes up with $2 million, I'm gonna be dead. Here's my number, boys.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. Oh, 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 she's a princess.
Princess Lauren expects others to cater to her every whim.
Enjoy that, because it's coming out of my wallet, baby.
But now the girl who's never had to fend for herself is living on her own. And she's going to cook a meal for her man.
I don't know how to cook. I'll burn putting milk into cereal, like I'm bad.
What are you trying to do with these?
I'm cutting them.
Yeah, but for what? Chop up the onions properly instead of doing it like that. So you're gonna put cucumbers inside of a pasta.
What the hell's wrong with putting cucumbers in pasta sauce?
Babe, turn the heat down.
Should I turn the
Keep
volume
stirring
down?
it. Turn down the volume. That was good, babe.
The fire's coming out.
It's supposed to come out there.
I'm not super thrilled about having to cook for myself.
If we had cheese, we could put some cheese on top.
With baking soda. I mean, yeah, obviously I'd way rather have a chef cooking.
So what, you want your own chef? I don't want a chef in my house. It's for lazy people that never had one. You don't need one.
If my blood, sweat, and tears go into it every day, then you'll...
Yeah, I'll appreciate every little bite.
And then you can make lots of money, and I'll cook for you. Okay?
Yeah?
Looks like Lauren would prefer to have someone else do the dirty work. So for her next challenge, I asked Lauren to figure out how much her perfect life will cost her future husband. And since her friend is the only voice of reason around here, she's come along to help.
Traveling is probably about $12,000 a year. The golf club, dinners, restaurants, movies. Okay, so the Mercedes is about $70,000. And then the house is probably going to be about $1 million, 1.5. So a yacht's probably the same cost as a house, about $1 million. Well, how much do kids cost? And then the ring, we'll just settle for $2 million. I'm sure I could get something really nice for that. Do you think that's not enough?
You think that's realistic? How much is that?
Okay, so it's $5,200,000 a year. That's a lot of money.
The numbers are unrealistic.
Even if Alex did have 3 or 4 more jobs, I highly doubt he'd be spending $5.2 million a year on all this stuff. He'd rather be putting it in savings for like college funds and like kids' futures and
for stuff that's important, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe she's finally getting her head out of the clouds. Okay, so do you think that you're getting a more realistic sense of what life is like as opposed to dreams that you had about having everything under the sun all at the same time?
Definitely.
How are you feeling about Alex right now? You need your husband to be making about $4 million a year. That's not Alex.
No.
Are you ready to dump him and move on?
No.
You sure?
Positive. I think after the second challenge, I did a lot of thinking and realized that a lot of the things that I wanted weren't realistic.
So this is your attitude adjustment challenge? This is your chance to prove to me that you're serious about the changes that you say you're making in your perspective. I want you to map the next 5 years of your life with what it is you want to have in your life. And you have to come back to me with a very detailed plan for how you're going to achieve this. And I'll see you next week.
Okay.
Okay, good. The new #1 item on Lauren's list is a place to live. She's downsized her dream house from a mansion to a condo. And Real to Dad is going to help her cost it out.
So you could sit here. This is going to be your breakfast area.
But it's not granite. Why are there green cabinets? And where are the stainless steel appliances? I just wish that there were wood floors.
So
I just feel like my bedroom at home is like the whole condo.
I'd say your bedroom's probably close to 600 square feet. Well, we can go over the numbers if you like, and maybe that'll help convince you whether you can actually afford it or not. This unit, for instance, is selling for $349. First of all, the mortgage at roughly $1,469. Then you have the maintenance fee on top of that, taxes, and they add up to about $183, which could go up. On top of that, cable and internet. You can't forget your cell phone. That's got to be included. You have to have roughly $2,200 a month on top of $73,000 down. This is what it costs.
So basically I need 73 grand to move in here?
That's right. Once we hit the initial mortgage down payment, I think I lost her right there. She didn't realize that she needed to have that kind of money down.
I think at the beginning of all of this, I would have said that I definitely want to marry a rich husband and just stay home and do nothing. But now I think that I want to marry a rich husband and also have my own income. Obviously, it's a bonus though, to save money. Here's my number.
Coming up, my final verdict. I don't think you can sustain it.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. Oh, 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 she's a princess.
4 weeks ago, Lauren was an unemployed, entitled princess. Why'd you quit your job?
I honestly think that Gail was a bitch.
While she's managed to find a new job,
I got a job.
that's the only real change I've seen.
One of the things that I've noticed has not changed is Lauren's taste in fine things.
But before I deliver my final verdict, I wanted a word with her boyfriend, Alex. Have you seen a significant change in Lauren in the last few weeks?
I heard a lot of bitching and complaining, but she did what she did, and she still is a princess, but she's not an extreme princess.
Okay, let's see what she has to say.
Let's see.
Come on in, Lauren. So it's been a very busy few weeks for you.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased with the way you went out and got a great job. I think that was just absolutely dynamite. What would you say was the hardest thing you had to do over the last few weeks?
Probably the last challenge, because I felt that it was the biggest challenge and I had to really lay out my life.
I look at your 5-year plan and I think to myself, I don't think you can sustain it. I think it's unrealistic. In year 1, you plan to pay off $7,960 worth of debt. Okay, in year 2, you want to go back to school. By the end of year 4, you want to have the down payment on the first condo that you're going to buy. You also want to have enough money saved to buy a new car. So I added it all up. You're planning to save overall $136,000 over the next 4 years.
$136,000 over the next 4 years.
Yeah. You're left with $382 a month. $382 a month.
For 4 years.
For 4 years.
That's manageable.
When I see a budget from a young woman that was spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month on clothes go to zero, I think to myself, this has been done to convince me that she's changed. This is not real. What I'm judging you by is not just the completion of the challenges, but whether I think this is going to stick or not. And I don't think it's going to stick. For you, I have today a check for $1,500. If you use it to pay down your debt, you'll get to debt-free even faster. You can start saving for that condominium. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good life.
Okay.
Yeah, that's bullshit if you ask me. I saw it. I was here. I had to dedicate my personal time for this as well, so.
Honestly, it's gonna go to my debt either way, so it's gonna help pay it off, and that's it. When I came on the show, I wanted help managing my money. I wanted to learn how to save. I wanted to learn how to pay off my debt, and I feel like this whole process has really taught me how to do that. And if it wasn't for her being a bitch at the beginning, I don't think I would have ever listened to her, and I don't think that this respect would have ever grown.
I can tell she loves to go shop. She's all out of control. She can't stop. Designer clothes, jewels, hair. She's throwing money everywhere. My head is spinning. Oh, 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 oh. She's a princess. She's a princess. Modern day princess.